Hi, I'm Barry Wilson, and this is lesson 1 of basic conducting. You know, the folks that sit in our pews Sunday after Sunday think all we're doing up here is waving our arms. When you get through with these 5 lessons, not only will you know what all of these things mean and how they apply to your choir, but you'll be able to explain to your congregation and to your choir members what it all means. Let's begin with some basic elements of the conducting pattern. Now, the first thing you want to become aware of are 2 planes. The first plane is the horizontal plane. It's approximately waist high. See where my hand is? Now, that is the plane where most of your beats should fall. And I say most because there are exceptions. Now, watch this. I'm going to do a 4 pattern, and all of the beats will fall on the plane except 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another pattern called the vertical plane, and the vertical plane is just another place in space around which all of the conducting gestures rotate. Now watch this. I'm going to do the 4 pattern again, and watch where the beats fall in relationship to it. Preparatory, beat 1 falls straight down the vertical plane and strikes the horizontal plane. Then we come back across the vertical plane for 2, back across again for 3, up and back to the middle to the vertical plane for beat 4. It's very important that you not begin developing bad habits on the conducting planes early on. When I was a young college-age music director, I learned some bad habits, and one of the things that I used to do was to hit my beat below the horizontal plane. And when I got to seminary, my teachers had to break me of that. This obscures the beat, and you should never do that. The vertical plane is not quite that persnickety, so you have some leeway around which you can work. Now, let's begin our conducting pattern. There are 3 words you need to know. The first is prep, or the preparatory beat. Then there is the ictus, and then rebound. The preparatory beat, or prep, tells your singers and your musicians several things. It tells them the style that you're going to conduct, it tells them the tempo of the music, and it shows them which beat you're going to begin on. For example, if we're going to begin a song on beat 1, then our hand, the preparatory, will begin and look like beat 4. Watch this. Prep 1. Watch it again. 4, 1. We're going to begin doxology on beat 3. Notice that the preparatory looks like beat 2. Praise God. See how simple that is? The second element of the conducting pattern is called the ictus. The ictus is nothing more than a point in space and time that shows where the beat is. Typically, when you're conducting, your hand is going to be turned over with the palm facing the floor like this. It doesn't really matter what your hand looks like as long as it looks natural, either with a wide open palm or maybe a finger extended like that a little bit. Lots of times my hand is like this because I use a baton a lot. The ictus is nothing but a click in space. For example, I'm going to just wave my arm around in space. There's no ictus here. Now I'm going to begin a conducting pattern. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The ictus is just a little click in space. Be very careful that the click is not too heavy. I've seen a lot of men conducting who are making their ictus as if it were a hammer driving nails. Pow, pow, pow. That's what your music will sound like if you drive nails. I've also seen people whose ictus was just too stiff and who did not do anything but just this. That will make your music sound stiff. The ictus will be talked about more when we get around to style. Now let's talk about the rebound. The rebound is the final part of the conducting gesture. The rebound is nothing but what happens to your hand after it leaves the ictus. It also serves as the preparatory beat for the next beat. Now listen to this carefully. The rebound of a beat goes in the opposite direction of the next beat. Let me say that again. The rebound of a beat goes in the opposite direction of the next beat. This sets up the next beat. Watch, I'll do the 4 pattern again. 1, now beat 2 will fall here. 2, now you know where beat 3 is going to be. It's going to be to my right. So the rebound of beat 2 is going there. 3. Now beat 4 is going to be approximately here. So the rebound from beat 3 is going to go this way to set up for beat 4. Let me do that again. 1 with a rebound, 2 with a rebound, 3 with a rebound, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said a while ago, be very careful about being too stiff or even being too floppy. Stiffness causes the music to sound stiff, and it also tires you out. Another fault that I've seen in conducting gestures are the conductors whose hands are floppy. They just wave all over the place. There's never an ictus, and they just don't know where the beat seems to be. Choirs eventually get used to that, but they shouldn't have to. You've got a lot of things to think about now, and a lot of things to work on. So right now, go practice.